Hey guys, it's your girl Athena, and this is episode 1 of Things I Learned on YouTube. Now today we're going to be talking all about how to get started. That's right, lights, camera, action. It's episode 1. Stay tuned. Alright guys, thanks so much for staying tuned. This is the lighting portion of our very first episode, lights, camera, action. I'm checking out the YouTube page right now of the Frugal Filmmaker. Now he has a really great page with all sorts of DIYs on how to make films and video on a budget. So that is right up my alley. This whole entire lighting stand that we'll be making today cost me about $13. But in reality, it was probably more like $3 because this fancy little PVC cutter that I bought, I'll be returning it. That's right. He's frugal, I'm just cheap. I'm not going to play. So that's going back to the store. But what I'm left with is this really cool lighting stand. Now he left his plane and I followed him to a T. Very easy to understand, straight to the point, and he was really cool about even adding in how to do lighting as far as what kind of lighting fixtures, what kind of light bulbs, all found at your local hardware store. So thank you so much again to the Frugal Filmmaker for that. Now this PVC is how I got started. I probably plan on making another because it was so cheap. So I bought 2 of everything, ready to go. But when it's all done, I decided I didn't quite like it in its final state. It was just a little too boring for me, and I know that I'll probably be using these lighting stands for a while to come. So what I did is I went to the 99-cent store, bought this really cool drawer liner. It's kind of like a giant sticker, and I was able to jazz it up a bit. Really easy to do. You just cut it to the length that you need. You're worried more about the width and wrapping it around. I wouldn't worry so much about the length of it, because what's going to happen is when you're all done wrapping it around and holding it together, is you're probably going to put your T-joint on, or maybe your coupler, or even just your cap. So there's no need to worry about making it perfect as far as the length goes. Just worry about that width. Now when you're all done, you'll be ready to assemble your lighting stand just like I am. Really easy to do. It's like a giant Lego set. And done and done. Now you can make it, he was really cool about letting you make it bigger or smaller. So if I wanted to, I could just add this piece to the top. I used an elbow joint because I wanted to be able to hang lighting from it also. I'm cheap, I already had this from when I went camping, so I wanted to do that. But pretty much that's it, we're all done. So we've got lights ready to go. Just clip this one from my desk from Walmart, bam, lights done. So on to the next part, we're going to be looking at what kind of camera to buy because there's so many out there. So stick around, next segment. Alright, so now that we have our lighting set and we don't have to only film during the daytime, I wanted to take a look at some cameras that are out there. Now there's a lot of amazing DIYs and reviews on what kind of cameras to use for YouTube. And I was able to scour YouTube and try and find the best of the best. Now, I'm shocked at the number of people using their cell phones. Good job, good for them. But as far as we go on this channel, we're going to go for something a little bit more HD and handheld. There are DSLRs, there are the fancy cameras, there's all sorts of things. But for right now, while budget is the way it is, we are just going to try and see what else is out there. So finding Austin over at Duncan 33303 was really helpful. He has all sorts of camera reviews and a lot of technical advice. So if you get a chance, stop by his page and check it out. Now he was able to narrow it down between the Sony and a Kodak camera. So I looked at that video and looked at a lot of different reviews, and I was able to narrow it down, and I decided on getting the Sony. So this is my Sony Bloggie, and I will be doing filming with this probably from now on. And also what helped me decide on getting this camera was visiting their YouTube page. They have a lot of different videos that users have filmed, a lot of content on there, and I was able to see the camera in action, and I decided that it was the best for me. So I went on Amazon.com, found it refurbished. I don't know if you could see the little sticker there. It says it is refurbished. And I was able to get it for a really steal of a deal, under $100, which to me for a camera is really good. So that was my camera. So we've got lights, we've got camera, now we need action. And for that, I looked to some very big, hard-hitting gurus, people with a lot of followers. So I was able to go over to, it's Jay, by the way. I love her. She's got a lot of great makeup tutorials, and she's just a lot of fun to watch. So I went over to her YouTube page and was able to find some good content on how to get started. And it was kind of cool because she talks a lot about the stuff that we've already discovered, the lighting and the camera, and then she tells you how to put it all into use. So we've got the action part. So I've got the camera, I've got figured out how to use the lighting system. I now have an idea of what I can do to get followers. We'll see. But I also wanted to make my page unique, and Sarah over at Delirium Reel has a really cool template, and I'll post the link down below, and it shows you how to use Photoshop to create a really cool background for your YouTube page so it's not blank and boring. So I was able to do that and use a lot of advice from everyone, and I'm very happy with how everything's turned out. I learned so much. So thank you to those gurus and those users, and thank you for watching. This was our first episode of Things I Learned on YouTube. I'll see you next time.